Okay. This is definitely not the second time we've done the intros. Spark and Plug Talk, Season 2, Episode 4. I'm Dylan. That's J-Rod. That's Aaron. And magical mystery guest today is the fantastic songbird himself, Darren Stormont.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Man, thanks so much for coming out here.
10
coming
beers.
Down, 10 beers, yes, a.k.a. 10 beers. Thanks for making that drive down from Stilly, right?
Yep.
Stillwater. Awesome, man. Well, appreciate you so much coming down, performing for us. 4 songs, and they were all absolutely fantastic. Cream of the crop. I loved each one. And I guess what we'll start with is picking from them 4 songs. Before we dive in to the meat and potatoes of the actual songs, why don't we get a feel for kind of where you're coming from, man? When did you start playing? When did you start kind of picking up what songs you really liked and all that good stuff?
Well, I've played guitar since like first or second grade. It's whenever I got my first one. So I played forever, and then I just played cover songs and things. And I went to college and was in a band, and they're going to go on tour, and I was in college, and so I had met a girl. So I was like, I'm not going on tour.
Always starts with the girl.
It always starts with a girl, and I married her, and kind of gave up music. Besides just playing around, played at church, Sunday school, and led worship some, and got a little older, and I don't know, put on some weight, and then I lost weight all of a sudden, and I'm like 70 pounds lighter, and a friend of mine said, "Hey, would you like come to this open mic? I want to do some comedy, and if you come and play a few songs, then I'll get up right after you and do some comedy." So okay, so I went to an open mic, and I had no idea what to expect. I thought you played 1 or 2 songs and sat down. They said, "You can play 6." I went, "Yeah, I've got 3." So I played 3 songs, and then she got up, and I was actually just hooked on that. And that would have been 2 years ago in May. So it's 2 years and 3 months that I've been playing out in public. I'm 60 years old, so I started very late in life and writing music. So
did you you primarily do covers, I think you said? Or, well, you primarily did do covers?
I just did covers, and then I had an opportunity. I was playing at a place in Stillwater once a month. It was a lot of fun playing there, doing song swaps.
Mm-hmm.
I was just doing covers, and they come up. It was getting too big, and they said, "Well, this was originally designed for people who just wrote music, original songs only." And I'm going, "Well, I don't have any original songs. I just have covers." And I said, "Well, I'm sorry you can't play." And I went home, and I thought, I can write a crappy song.
Yeah.
I mean,
in the words of Darren Stormont, God damn it,
I can write a crappy song. So I literally, the day that they told me I couldn't play, I started writing. And the first song I wrote was 10 Beers. And I wrote a song every week until I had 6 songs so I could play at that. And then they had an all-women's.
So you had to start dressing up as a woman?
No, I was going to, but yeah.
So that's what started my Thursday night drag nights.
Yeah.
And,
Thursday night drag, yeah.
Check out the bearded lady.
And so, I was just started writing songs. Then I had to wait a little longer. By the time I got to play, I had like 10 songs written. But so.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've got 27 songs now, and it's been a year and 6 months.
That's
that
pretty
year,
prolific,
so,
man. That's pretty.
Sometimes they just fall out of you, and sometimes you have to work on it. But,
just like a good dump.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, I heard that. Sometimes you got to work on
it.
That's not exactly what I had in mind, but just like that.
I put them right.
And depending on how many beers you got,
leave
it
it to
comes
Dylan.
out a lot faster too.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
New inspiration, right there.
Yeah.
A little spicy.
Where what kind of music do you grow up listening to? What
I was very much into the Beatles and Pink Floyd. I mean, I was just writing on the Eagles, and I was in an all boys choir when I was in high school. I mean, in grade school, and so just grew up singing, and so I played guitar so I could sing. More opportunities to sing. I'm not very good at it, but I hear the sound, so I think I try to match it.
I think you're I don't know. I feel like I've heard some bad singers in my life, and
I think
you
everyone
definitely
thinks,
ain't a bad singer.
Everyone thinks their voice doesn't sound good, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you go,
Yeah,
it doesn't sound good at all. And everyone says, yeah, it does. Okay. It doesn't sound good to me, but that's all right. So
I think it's just about confidence. Like I was telling Jared earlier, I think it's just about confidence,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
And, I mean, sometimes I think Neil Young sounds absolutely terrible, but that guy really, he sings straight from the, you know.
Yeah.
Straight from the
chutzpah.
cockles.
Yeah.
So I was
Brings it up.
I was listening to that type of music while my parents listened to, the Conway Twitty and
Oh yeah. all the good
Ritalin
stuff.
and, and Johnny
Hello,
Cash.
darling.
And Johnny Cash was like really risque for them. They would like put that album, they would hide that album whenever other family members came. And then, when they, because, we just don't.
He didn't play it very loud when he did play it.
Oh,
you
no.
know?
Because he's a rebel or whatever. And so, and I think
So you were like, I have to listen to that.
I think I played Chris Christopherson, Why Me Lord, the very first time I played in public, at that, like in second grade
Oh, wow.
at a talent show. So, and I won that talent show.
Goes to show them.
Why Me Lord, yeah.
That's fantastic, man. Well, and you play, now that you don't, you play like 3-4 times a week, something like that?
I host 3 open mics in Stillwater right now.
You become really, that's pretty prolific, man. That's a lot.
Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at 3 different locations there. So it's one, 2 of them start 9 to 12, and the other one's from 8 to 11. So if you're in Stillwater, you can look me up and find out where that is. So
Man, that's fantastic.
and that's really what I get the big kick out of that is, a couple of months ago, I had this guy that came in there and he was like hanging around us, but he wasn't coming up, and talking because mostly musicians all kind of sit together and I just like invited him over. And then he said to me, he goes, I really want to play. And I said, do you want to play my guitar? He goes, well, maybe next time. So the next week I came and I said, you want to play? And you can play my guitar. And he got up and played 3 songs. And he did very well. Then the next week he brought his guitar and played 6 songs. And then the next week he played the same 6 songs and they were very good. The next week he did the same 6 songs and they were excellent. And then the next time,
week.
and then he starts adding some songs that he can play. And now he like passed me in 2 months.
And now that guy's Luke Combs.
And he,
I was thinking the same thing. I was going to say Tim McGraw.
he's ready to, I mean, he hasn't written anything, but he's ready to like play at those places that you sit in the corner and you play for 3 hours. And
Yeah.
Once you get a couple underneath your belt, it starts getting pretty
It definitely
easy.
helps.
for
Definitely.
sure.
and his confidence gets better every time he plays. I'm trying to get him to stand up now to perform.
That's the biggest thing about being a musician, having confidence.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
gained it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
awesome, man. You're
and
kind of like a little mentor up there
And
in a way.
seeing that, I mean, that's what I think because we kind of have the welcome committee, whatever, trying to get people to come in and feel welcome to it, to get to play and, and hold them up. I mean, because, it's not a competition. I want everyone to win, right? So that's what it is.
Unfortunately, the musician world needs more people like you.
Yeah.
So
I want everyone to win.
Sometimes you walk in, you
There's
feel
some
very much
gatekeeper
like
attitudes for sure.
it's like a biker bar
Yeah.
almost. Everybody like turns around and looks at you,
Yeah,
and
you're
you're like, I don't
"Whoa."
belong here.
Yeah.
So
We don't want to talk about not belonging there.
Yeah, kudos to you.
I'm 60 years old playing in this place that they're college kids at, and they're by far the oldest person in that bar. And I walk in there and everyone says hello to me now. So
you got those wise words though.
yeah. Well, I guess
Just
it's
like
wise.
speaking of wise words, so let's talk about 10 beers.
Yeah.
I want to know. This was the first song.
First
you
song
wrote?
ever wrote.
Where
What?
this inspiration? It literally just has to come from drinking 10 beers, right?
Well,
Like it has to come. There's no.
It does. So the guys I went to college with, we get together every year, and we're all very old. So we're out on the lake, and we're out of beer. And one guy goes, "How many beers you drink?" And he's, "I drank 2." Another said, "I drank 3." And then when they got to me, I said, "How many did you drink?" And I said, 10? I don't know. And so we had just watched The Outlaw Josie Wells that day, and that's
Excellent movie.
10 bears. And he said, instead of 10 bears, you're 10 beers. And it freaking stuck. And so every time I'd see those 10, 11 guys, it was 10 beers. And so that's how that 10 beers came about. And it just like they'd yell it at me across the road or whatever. So
we don't have a video stream for the podcast, but Darren's rocking a 10 beers hat too.
Yeah.
What's it to say something on the side too?
It's a friend of mine's, the Ugly Cowboys. They're a band there in Stillwater that makes he's got a song that's Douchebag from the Bar, and he says he makes stupid hats, and so he makes these hats and sells them for it. And he made me this one, and I had bought so many hats, he made this one for free, but because he gave it to me when I released the song. So
fantastic.
You have to drink 10 beers now, right?
Well,
you can never drink like 8 or 9. Like
actually, I have to
10.
slow down now because of a slight inconvenience in June that happened with the OSU police department. So I'm no longer.
It happens.
I went from 10 beers to designated driver.
Bastards.
Just saying that, yeah. So I had to slow down now. So I'm not exactly 10 beers, but the part about dancing is if you knew me, all my friends, I may be the best two-stepper for a 60-year-old guy there is. I just may be.
Fantastic, man. That's great.
At least at teaching girls who don't know how to dance, I can teach them how to two-step.
Like I said, you're just a mentor, man.
And I dance with one.
All kinds of ways.
I swear I dance with one girl, and I'll turn around, and there'll be another girl waiting, like, can you dance with me next? And especially I go to Outlaws, they're like a third of my age.
They're
They're
beat 'em off
22
with
years.
a stick.
This guy is my spirit.
You have
animal.
no idea. I'm over there just with sweat pouring off of me and about to have a heart attack. And they go, I'm next. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing you lost that 70 pounds.
Yeah, it is. But at 70 pounds heavier, I still was, yeah. So I
You're
combined
still
those.
slinging them, dude.
I combined those two things, and that song's got maybe 20 more choruses that I don't, I just make them up usually on the spot and sing
20 or
more.
more chords.
Yeah, so I got a lot more chords. I can play that song for an hour. So just keep playing, adding more choruses. Yeah.
So do you view music in kind of a I don't know. Some people, there's just and there's no wrong or right about how you view writing music or performing it or whatever. I just like hearing people's different takes on it, because some people it's definitely more lies within hobby area, and some people it's like, this is who I am. This is it. Do you fall more into you love playing it, but you realize that I don't know, your music's definitely a lot more fun, a lot more.
It's kind of bar type songs, right? So I don't know how it fits in the gyrene things. I don't know how that fits in. I don't know if it's country or folk. I don't know if it's. I don't know what it is. So
bar songs are pretty good. Yeah,
I think
bar music.
That's what I think it is bar music, and I have a couple of songs that are like from the heart, and those are always scary to play because it's from the heart,
Yeah.
and you don't know how that
laying yourself bare there.
You don't know how that.
Yeah, you can't follow up 10 beers with a super intimate one.
I often do, but yeah, that's
those 20 choruses.
You can just keep
brings
adding,
them in.
Yeah, keep adding verses to it. Yeah. So I don't, as far as I'm to the age of retiring soon, from work, from real job, and I think you can do about anything for a real job as long as it lets you do what you want to do on the side. So I'm thinking this is on the side, but I want it to be in the front, and I can retire and I just want to play music. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I can sit over in the corner while everyone's eating and play, or I can sit in front of, everyone when they're, wanting the party. And so obviously there's two types of songs you play at that, you play the songs that covers that people sing along with, or you just, be the background music, whatever's. So,
yeah, well, I think that's a fantastic attitude to have, man, because sometimes it's hard to put in perspective, it's hard to just perform to people, with the right attitude in mind. It's definitely something that you have to get practice at.
So
sure.
I'll start off playing. A lot of times I'll play a cover and then play 2 or 3 of my songs, and then judge the audience. And if they are like listening to your songs, I'll keep playing. I've got I think 26 songs that I've written, and some of them have explicit language in it, and that I can't play it everywhere. But some of them don't, and don't say that. Oh, did I say that out loud? Yeah. So
Do you have any covers that are like your favorite ones to play?
That's a good question.
I like to play like I have my. It's a cover, but I kind of make it my own. Pink Floyd songs. I've got a couple of them that I like to play. I Brick in the Wall. I play it, and it's my own, right?
That's awesome.
Kind of make it my own. A kind of a sound, and then also I play Wish You Were Here. I like playing that one. And what is the name of the other one? I can't even think of that. It's called
Pigs.
No, it's
Shine
not.
On You Crazy Diamond.
It's not that.
Oh,
it would be.
Everybody, there's just 8 minutes long acoustic version.
He's like,
Yeah.
Great Gig in the Sky, just ripping that
Right.
fucking.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I played that at on the jukebox in the bar one time at
Jesus
Stillwater, and
fucking
somebody's like, "God damn, how long is this song?"
Yeah. Lasts forever. Yeah, it's that, and I can't even think of it. Like Brain Damage, right?
Is it a
here.
famous,
Oh yeah, brain damage.
Yeah, Brain
Damage.
Brain Damage is one song
Oh.
that I cover too, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
not the one I'm thinking of. It's
Is it a real famous one?
oh yeah, like, of course I can't think of it. So.
Run Like Hell.
Comfortably numb.
Hello. Is there anybody in there? Yeah,
Yeah.
not if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home?
Yeah, it's Comfortably
that song.
Numb.
Comfortably Numb. Of course, that's it. Comfortably Numb.
There
That's
you
it.
go. And you
And,
perform. Those are
I picked
That's
that. I
fantastic,
picked that
man.
song sometimes and like in the kind of making it sound very quiet and soft, and then other times I kind of play it kind of a reggae sound, kind of maybe
Hey-o.
towards
Whoa.
and
We did
trying
a
to make
reggae
it.
version of
incredible.
Roxanne one
We've
time.
got to go see Darren
Yep.
live.
Yeah.
So
you know, believe it or not, in 9th grade, I hated Comfortably Numb. I did not like that song. I thought it
Really?
was stupid. I thought the lyrics were stupid. And then I looked them up and I was like, oh, this is deeper.
This is way deeper than I thought it was.
This is deeper.
I was like, and then my claws. Then around that time is when we started, maybe a couple years after, we started working with this guy named Dan. And Dan was really big. He played like Shine On You, You Crazy, Diamond.
Yeah.
Because his
Shine
name
On
was
Crazy.
Dan Diamond.
yeah.
And he loved that fucking song. And I was like, man, this song's awesome. But before that, I like really started, the claws of Pink Floyd started getting into me. And that was all after I realized how wrong I was about Comfortably Numb.
It's good you realized it, man. Sometimes it's hard to admit. Like,
Oh yeah, well no, high school Aaron had a lot of hills to die on. You know,
That's what I'm
weirdly. I
saying.
thought
When
I
you're
had-
younger,
I
you
thought I
have
had-
like these
yeah, I thought I
things
had
that
shit
you're like,
figured
no,
out.
they suck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
and they'll always suck.
Yeah, I thought I had shit figured out back in when I was 17.
Yeah.
Little did I know.
Yeah, we all did. Yeah.
And you still give me shit for listening to Phil Collins too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's still a hill I die on. I did not
Yeah,
like Phil
I know.
Collins.
I
I did
know.
not fuck with Phil Collins.
What about Peter Gabriel?
I'm
Can you
sorry.
get behind that?
I can get more behind Peter Gabriel than I can
Okay.
Phil Collins, which is really weird. A lot of people are like, "What the fuck?" But Peter Gabriel's like he's weirder than Phil Collins.
No, for sure.
But I still don't
Phil
like
Collins can sing, dude. He
I
can
love Phil
sing.
Collins.
Hey, I'm not at all sitting here saying that the dude's a bad musician.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great great drummer. I just everything he fucking touches, I just cannot get behind.
Yeah.
I just can't get it. I can't do it. I can't.
The Tarzan
Well, that's okay.
soundtrack is so good, dude.
Dude, that was
Sure.
my favorite movie as a
It
child.
doesn't fucking touch Ryan Adams on Spirit though.
Oh,
We're not
yes, it
comparing the
does.
two.
Brian
We're not,
Adams.
we're not comparing the two. I was
I
just
am.
saying it's a great
I am.
soundtrack.
I
I'm
will die.
comparing the
I will
two.
die on that hill because the Tarzan soundtrack was my favorite soundtrack, and then that's ironically.
I
how
think the
figured out I love
Tarzan
Phil
soundtrack
Collins.
overall is a better soundtrack than Brian Adams, but
I mean, it's
than
aight.
Spirit. But Spirit definitely has a couple bigger highlights.
Oh, for sure.
than,
It's height. But I mean, yeah, sure. What do you guys want?
I had a couple of groups who, whenever I was in high school, that I would like hide from everyone so they wouldn't know I was listening to it. Styx. I mean, all my friends going, nah, that's just synthetic music. Don't listen to that. I'm going, yeah, I like
Hey man,
it. though.
I'll get behind that.
So I'd pull it out and I'd hide it when they wouldn't. And Queen was the same way. It was like,
dude.
oh, we don't want to hear that.
Really?
I'm going, yeah, I'm plugging it in. I was, that was when they all came out. So I
And,
had
you-
them on,
and
had
they
them
were
on 8-track.
popular music, so it was kind of like you kind of had to kind of hide them a little bit.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it was more kind of disco sounding at that time than what
That's
than
kind
what
of wild.
than
you
what
know?
we were like. The rockers at that time were going, no, dude, I ain't playing that song. I'm going,
blue collar.
are you kidding? Look at it. It sounds so good. I'd hide it and then they get it back out. When they leave 8-track tape, you just play it. It just plays and plays and plays and plays and plays and
Yeah.
plays.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't ever stop. You don't have to rewind. You just play and play and play and play. So
That's kind of crazy, man, because everyone just the perspectives on those bands are wildly different than
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's like those are the
2-3 years later, I'm not hiding it. But at the time, I was like, yeah, I don't want anyone to know I bought this. Put
that's,
that.
that's
Get that
crazy.
the wall 8-track, have it out, sit there, so they'd say, "Oh yeah, I'm cool."
What? Okay, so the second song, which was
this-
actually the third written
The
song
third written
that you
is
ever wrote.
Yeah, it's called One More Time, and also known as Jamazing Song. And I have a close friend, Jamie, that lost 2 friends unexpectedly, and she was having a hard time dealing with it. And I was just talking with her, and I said, "Honey, I just want to hug your hurt away." And she answered back, "I sure wish it worked that way." And I said, "Hang on, let me write that down."
Yeah.
So I wrote that down, and then went home that night and wrote that song. And what I was doing was I tried to put myself in her position, or as she was dealing with this. If I had lost something like that, I mean, too close people to me, just trying to envision what I would be like, and then throwing a little bit of me into it also, because I beer and a shot and dancing and throwing that in there. So that song I wrote in, like, I think that maybe a day, that evening, I think actually I went home and wrote it, and then I changed the tune of it 3 or 4 times, and had to change syllables
As
and
it
stuff.
goes, yeah,
to make it so. And it's morphed. You'd be surprised. You go back and look at the original thing you wrote down, and you're like, I'm not saying these words anymore. I'm saying something different. But yeah,
it was great. I mean, beautiful song. I'm glad you played one of the introspective ones. Didn't keep them all bar songs, so it's cool, man.
Yeah, that's one of those that's from your heart, and you're like afraid to sing it, but
right.
But it's
Hey man, people connect with it. I definitely think people connect with it. It's you can get deeper than surface level. That's always good.
Yeah.
And everyone's lost somebody, and so I think everyone can relate to it. If you what you would do to have just one more time to look into your eyes. If I just had one more chance to have a beer with you, or just one more chance for a shot, or 10 beers, exactly, or 2. I'll drink 10, you drink 2. So
that's great.
So that's
man.
that's how that song came about.
Yeah, and you recorded that one with Adam up there.
Yes,
that
I
was
did.
one of. So
that's one.
You say that one's about to come out, right?
That is going to be released on next Wednesday. I want to say, not. Well, it's the Wednesday after that. And I don't know the exact date. 28th,
yeah, somewhere around
29th of August, something like that. So that'll be released then. So
I think it's next Wednesday. That would be the 30th.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
I think it's the 30th because isn't Angelina's birthday on the 29th, and that's a Tuesday.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's my
the
mom's
30th.
birthday.
yeah,
All right.
August
Weird.
30th. Yeah.
Okay, so on the
Releases on-
30th. Well, that's awesome, man. Because like I said, I think I told you earlier, this episode will probably come out this upcoming Friday. I think we're caught up. It'll probably come out this upcoming Friday.
Yeah.
So people can go and check that out. Have you already got one released?
I do
Single?
have 10 beers released on this last Wednesday, three days ago.
Oh, fantastic,
So 4
man.
days ago, yeah. So
That's
that's out
great.
there.
Is this your first?
It is my
Release
first.
music? Oh,
it is my
fantastic.
first release music. I'm pretty excited to be a published
Yeah,
writer.
Congrats. Yeah,
It's
congrats,
pretty
man. That's
hardcore.
Fantastic.
I don't know if anyone's going to listen to it, but at least I can say I'm published. There you go. So
Well,
there's-
you can listen to it.
there,
Yeah.
That's why I like about having my shit out.
Yeah.
Because I can listen to it.
yeah, that's right. So I have 10 songs now, and instead of releasing the whole album, I'm going to release one at a time, and then when they're all 10 released, then I'll release the album, and so you can get it album or you can get it, one at a time.
Single
So,
style. Yeah. Do you have what's the name of the album?
10 beers.
Yeah.
I reckon
Nice.
10 beers. I reckon so. I reckon so.
Fantastic,
After I
man.
outlaw Josie Wells, yeah.
Nice.
The Darren, where'd you grow up?
Kind of all over. I was born in Stillwater. My folks, my dad worked for the USDA, so we moved around Oklahoma. Was in southeastern Oklahoma for a while. Alva in northwestern. Graduated high school in Waukomis, which is just south of Enid. So my family all came in the land run up in the Cherokee Strip up there. So our family farms in Grant County, around Waukeeta area.
Oh, okay.
So I both, like all 4 of my grandparents, or their parents, my great-grand, all came in the land run in that area. So
That's cool. You can trace back to that.
yeah, so we don't own the land now, but we had some of the land that my dad
That's
sold
cool,
it to a
yeah.
cousin so that it would be all in one family, instead of someone else having it. So, but it's back there. So,
Wow.
In that town, a little around, I'm just about related to about everybody. If you can imagine all 4 of your grandparents being from that same area, and then they all had brothers and sisters, and there's a lot of, and then even the grandparents had great grandparents. I had family too, so there's a lot of that's one of them things you got to say. What's your last name? Okay, we're related.
Yeah, that's kind of
we got some families out here.
Wellston's definitely a little like that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
The out of all those towns, you say Stillwater the best one?
I've lived in Stillwater. We moved here in 1987. It's when I moved to Stillwater, and so I've lived here ever since then. It's home. By
how much
far.
has on a scale of like 1 to 10? How much has it changed since you moved out here?
What I consider change. I mean, the environment of the football, I think, is gotten better. We had real good years there, and then kind of petered off in the 90s. Then a real good year. So, I mean, I go to every sporting event. Basketball, football, and wrestling are my main ones I go to. So, just enjoy that. That's probably, I've had opportunities to move off somewhere else, and I'm going, I don't want to leave Stillwater. Right now, the music scene there, I mean, that's just awesome. So, I mean, you can find live music just about every day, every night, somewhere. So
that you weren't super involved in the music stuff back when until here recently?
Was not involved with it at all until about 2 years ago is when I started getting, so back into it.
That's pretty interesting. I was obviously not being very far from Stillwater. I was born and raised here and everything like that. Me, Aaron, and Jared. And I think only within the past maybe few years we've really gotten a grasp on how much that place is a breeding ground for literally every kind of singer, songwriter, red dirt musician ever. People just go up there and it seems that they can get their sea legs underneath them and then really take off and launch something from there.
You got people other than Red Dirt, All American Rejects and Color Music. They're still
I didn't mean to exclude
No, not like they're still like, sometimes I forget that there's more than just Red Dirt country up there. It's a college town, so there's a lot of different
All American Rejects was this. They're all those kids are same age as my daughter, so they knew each other all growing up. All and my daughter sings that when Dawn sings too, so they competed against each other when they were like at the talent shows when they're like cool. 8th and 9th grade. So we've known them for a long time. So
that's cool.
Good kids,
yeah.
Good kids.
That's
fantastic.
Kind of a little underrated music town.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of cool shit that comes out of there. And for a while, did it feel like everything kind of took a break for a while up there? And do you feel like it's coming back up again?
I literally was not involved with it till 2 years ago. I just did not go. I didn't, I thought I had to work instead of, and I fished and hunt too, I guess maybe instead of, I don't know, I got the bug 2 years ago. It's going, I can do this. I enjoy doing this. So,
Do you think it's definitely, to his point, do you think it's definitely going on an upward trajectory, just everything happening around there?
It sure seems like it, but I don't know I don't really know what it was like before. So,
I think, with Turnpike releasing this new album, I don't know what'll happen. It just seems like with the explosion of like the Zach Bryan, Turnpike, whatever, just those kind of singer-songwriter down to earth, little bit wordier definitely than maybe most modern country pop singers, modern country pop singers. I don't know, I feel like maybe Nashville try and kind of emulate that, and not just Nashville, but big record labels kind of try and emulate that in a way. I don't know. I'm just curious. I don't know if they're going to use like Stillwater's per se as like a prime breeding ground for plucking up people, but it just seems like that's kind of the direction it's headed. Like it's all going to boil over at one point, and it'll just be like, I don't know if it'll be mega oversaturation or what, but maybe that's not such a bad thing. Maybe it'd be good to inject kind of a little more authenticity, but will it be authentic if it's all fabricated by a label? I don't know.
Yeah,
the question remains to be seen.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Well, man. Okay, so we talked about 1 and 2. What's the third song?
I don't remember what the third song was. At Call Damn Fishing. That was.
Yeah,
that's
what it was.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
I forgot the goddamn song title. Damn.
the Call Damn sign. So Call KAW. Call Lake up there in Osage County, whatever it's on the county line up there. That's my favorite place to fish below. They dammed up the Arkansas River back in the 70s, 80s. So I remember going as a kid and looking at it, thinking how amazing it is, they're building the dam. So it's my favorite place to fish is below that dam there. And I would go there 2 or 3 times a week. And then one day I'm turning the corner to go there, and I look up and I see a road sign that says KAWDAM Road, Call Dam Road. And me and my friend just started laughing about that and started, well, there's the Call Dam store right there. And well, here's the Call Dam parking lot. Here's the Call Dam stairs. And I literally was writing this song. This is the third song I wrote. I don't ever sing the second one I wrote because it's about being married for 38 years and not getting laid. So we don't need to know about that part. But so I just started writing down everything I could think of with Call Dam in front of it. Call Dam, because I have a backpack that I just use for fishing below the Call Lake, and I have rods and reels, 2 rods and reels. That's all I use that for, is to fish below the dam. So my Call Dam poles, my Call Dam backpack. I have an old ice chest that's one of them cloth ones. It's got wheels on it that I just drag down this, and fill full of beer. And so I got a Call Dam ice chest. That's all I use it for and I got a Call Dam net. I only use it for the call. And some of the didn't make it into the song, but it's hard to find something that rhymes with net. So, yeah. Anyway, I just started writing that out and literally wrote that song. And well, it took me longer to write down the sayings than it did to actually sing the song. So it was probably about a week long doing it. So,
hey man, that's pretty. Like you said, some of them come out pretty fast. Some of them come out a little squeezing. But that one was that one sounds like it came out pretty fast.
Some just spills out of you. Yeah. So.
Well, I think Call Dam was my favorite.
Yeah, well,
I think that was my favorite one.
Although
I did like in 10 Beers the Wet Dream line.
Yeah,
and I like the Forgetter.
I know. Forgetter. When he was talking about stumbling on the stairs and the end of Call Dam, that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yep.
And then number 4.
The last song I played was "Chip in a Chair," and I kind of the same guys that gave me the 10 Beer nickname years ago. We all get together once a year and play poker for 2 nights, 3 nights. We just stay there till get there Friday and leave Sunday. And they have all these sayings, and I was just writing down everything that everyone said. You got to be in to win. You got to stay to play. You got to know when to let go, and all these sayings. Yeah, and I was actually thinking that's what I was going to kind of direct in that, being this is my
version
gambler.
Of the gambler.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And when I wrote the thing, it's kind of like that. So, and then I kind of put that in between, trying to make it be double meaning. You're talking about poker or talking about relationships
getting laid.
And if you don't try, you don't. The no is the answer to every unasked question. That's if you don't ask. I mean, you're the answer's no, right? So
you miss every shot you don't take.
If you miss a shot you don't take, and if you got to be in to win, if you're not in, then you're not going to win, right? And
Right.
You got to know when to let go, and yeah. So I wrote down the words there at that weekend, and then I had it Monday or Tuesday when I got back. I had the song, and it morphed to obviously this, like every song does, that you play it one way at the beginning, and a year later you're playing a little bit different. So,
do you and you said Adam, you've got some a little more production on those songs and some different instruments that.
Yeah, he that Chip in the Chair, he did a real good job of adding some. I mean, it sounds really good. I'm pretty amazed at it. So yeah.
Well, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Is your upcoming album? Is it more like in that vein? Is there a little more added production to it and stuff along those lines?
Of the 5, there's 10 songs on the album altogether. He added some things to five of the songs.
Cool.
So and he did a really good job on them. that he added some lead on the Goddamn Fishing. That there's a break in there that I say guitar solo, and if someone's with you, they play something, But but if they're not, then you just kind of look around, and I guess I'm playing it myself. But he added on that. He also added on 10 Beers, and also on Jamaican's song, One More Time. He added some on that, and so the five songs he added to, and 5 songs is just basically me and mastered. So
that's great, man. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear it now. And you've got, so August 30th, you've got your next single coming out.
Yep.
You performed that one for us, and you performed 10 Beers, which is already out.
Yep.
And you're just on, Spotify,
it's
Apple
on
Music, all that stuff.
all platforms now.
And your social media handles, anything like that? Is it just all Darren Stormont?
Darren Stormont or OSU Storm. You can find me on all that social media by typing in OSU Storm. At least I think. Twitter, but I don't ever look at that X thing now. But the Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, you can find me by saying OSU Storm or Darren Stormont, either one. So
Okay. Well,
I haven't been able to find the song because I put as OSU Storm, but I haven't been able to search the song OSU, for 10 Beers and say OSU Storm. But I don't know why, because I don't. Yeah, but if you say Darren Stormont in the search, it'll
pull up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Okay. Well, everybody keep their eyes peeled for August 30th as Darren's next single release. You guys have any questions you want to ask Darren before we cut out?
I don't know. We've covered a pretty broad spectrum today.
Okay.
As far as questions goes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it gives people a good glimpse into the mind of Darren Stormont. Dun, 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 dun.
It's a dark area there. Kind of scary. There's
10 Beers. There's a goddamn lake.
There's a lunatic up there, so watch out. The lunatic is in my head. Brain damage.
All right. Well, this is
did you get that Pink Floyd
reference?
Huh?
Totally went over his head.
No,
we can't tell him
lunatic is
anything.
in the grass. Yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah. Okay. He says that now.
Yeah.
I believe you, Jerry.
Wow. Okay.
I'll just give it a shit.
Allegedly.
All right. This has been the Spark and Plug Talks, Season 2, Episode 5 with Darren Stormont. Thanks so much for coming out again, man. And we're looking forward to your music coming out. Thanks for playing for us. We'll have that episode up here this week. And hopefully everybody goes and listens to it. And this is the episode that goes super viral and gets 3 million views.
Woo-hoo.
And then you won't have to worry about any venue turning you down for just being a solo guy.
Yeah, really. Be awesome. Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
Thanks, man.
Playing the goddamn Paycom here in a minute.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All
Give me
right.
some goddamn gigs.
Peace out.
Give me some goddamn money.